Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our new podcast. And today I'm here with Muhammad Ahmed, and I'm Maazin here. And today we're going to be, we're going to be talking about more engineering stuff. Isn't that right?
Yes, thank you, Maazin, for introducing this
Again.
podcast to us. And guys, if you didn't know, this is our second ever episode. Maazin, do you want to give
Wow.
our
As if they
viewers?
didn't read like the title of the first thing, though,
Yo,
of the thumbnail. Sorry.
yeah. Okay, Maazin, do you want to give a quick rundown for our new viewers who haven't watched the first episode, like a brief summary of our first episode?
Well, basically, in the first episode, we just simply talked. We already set up the podcast structure. So basically, we have always an opening segment where we talk about our day, then we talk about a highlight of our week, and we were supposed to talk about like our music choice of the week, but you kind of were like being a bum and you kind of did that in the middle. But
Because you
after that,
forgot.
then we music we like the music choice.
Yeah.
And then after that, we talked about what engineering was about, the engineering process, and then like we talked about each individual branch of engineering to like kind of like go into depth about what the field is actually about. And to be like just to be on like just to like go off topic here, I really want to thank the viewers for all the support on our last video. All of your comments kind of are like the main reason why we keep going, and we're gonna show
I
a few
agree.
comments on screen here. Muhammad
Yeah.
Ahmed edits later, but we're gonna show a few
Eh,
comments. We really appreciate all the support. Right
of
now
course.
we're like the team, which is just me and Muhammad Ahmed. We're in the middle of making the Instagram and TikTok, and a few of you might be wondering where the Patreon was like last time. We're still also working on fixing that too, but we'll get there eventually. And the Patreon's only $5. Only $5, right? That's such a cheap price, isn't it? $5.
Yo,
$5.
I
So please
guess,
subscribe
bro.
to the Patreon. Please follow us everywhere else. And we'll announce it in like on the YouTube post about like when that's all gonna be.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, without
Guys,
further ado,
yeah.
let's
Guys,
get into
you
this.
gotta help me.
Yep. Sorry.
Yeah, so you
What?
gotta help me, but this guy, his name is Maazin, he like makes me slave away editing for like 7 hours a day, bro. Like,
And
this guy does
I
nothing,
don't
bro.
do that. This is all voluntary, by the way. He does this of his own will.
Yeah.
What do you mean
Okay, yeah.
slaving? You're the one who told me to join this podcast with you. In reality, I'm the one slaving away.
Okay, bro. Whatever you say. Well, let's not get off topic, Maazin. You were saying something?
I was gonna say, let's start talking about how our day was. How was your day today, Mohammed?
Yo, it was actually pretty good, you know. So basically, I did the usual. Like, you know, I woke up and then I studied as usual, like, you know, did the usual. And then recently I just came back from the gym, right? Took a shower and whatnot. And my highlight of the week is that my friend, okay, let's call
Oh,
him S, right?
are you not gonna ask about what I was doing, like
Okay,
when
fine,
we
fine.
talked about
Yeah.
yourself?
Okay,
I was
how
gonna
was
ask.
your day?
I was gonna ask, like, what were you studying today? Like self-studying.
No, I'm not. I'm just studying for the SAT. Nothing special.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that last episode.
Yeah.
You were talking about August SAT. And what did you do? What did you do at the gym today?
Gym, I did upper.
That's nice. That's nice.
Upper. So like
I
basically, you
see.
know,
It seems you have like a set schedule for going to the gym. I
yeah.
do too. I did legs yesterday, and that hurt a lot.
Oh, I did leg yesterday as well. It's true. I think
Bro, leg
garbage.
press and leg extensions kind of suck a lot, bro.
Yeah, it's true. The burning you feel when you're doing leg extension is just like not it, bro. I don't tell you.
Mm-mm. And I
Yeah.
also always feel very nauseous after doing it because of
Mhm.
the acidity spiking up. It's pretty
Yeah.
bad.
And okay.
You were asking about how my day was. My day today
Yeah.
was pretty okay. All I did today was edit the script,
Yeah.
watch a few shows, and that's it basically. That's my whole day. I
Okay.
didn't really
That's
do
pretty
much today.
interesting.
And I
Okay,
played
let's
games.
go. Let's go on to our next segment. Let's talk about highlight of the week. Like we know how our day was, but like, what was your highlight of the week, Mazen?
If I'm being honest, there was not really a big highlight of the week because
Yeah.
throughout this like week, all I've been doing is playing Terraria. For any of my viewers who play Terraria, Terraria is probably like one of the best games of all time. You should always play Terraria. But me and my friends, we were
Stinky,
just, what did you say?
stinky.
That's not, bro. That's not a bad game. It's better than Valorant, okay? Better than Valorant, okay?
uh,
Better than Valorant. Anyways, me and my friends were playing Terraria Calamity or Minecraft, but Minecraft server is not really that important compared to Terraria Calamity. So that's all I've been doing this week. I don't really have a highlight. I think the utmost highlight of my week was when I went out like to the movies with my family to watch the live action Moana movie. Live action
mhm.
Moana movie wasn't really that good, but you know I enjoyed it because I was with my parents and my sister,
That's
and it was
good.
really
That's
nice.
good.
What was your highlight of the week?
My highlight of the week isn't actually something I did, but something that my neighbor, one of my best friends, his let's call him S, he came back, bro, and it was so much fun. So he's
Oh,
my duo in Valorant and also my duo at the gym. So it's so much fun that he's back, And it's the regular.
that's
That's
actually
about it.
pretty good. Did he come back
Yeah,
from
I know.
holiday?
Yeah, he went back to his home country and he came back, I think 4 days ago ish. Yeah,
Ooh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good
yeah,
actually.
that's my highlight of the week. Yeah.
Anyways, the next segment, which we are supposed to do, don't do it in the middle of it.
Okay.
Gonna do it
Yeah.
next, is music choice of the week. So, Muhammad Ahmed, what have you been listening to this week? Like, what's something new you've been listening to?
So basically, one I'm doing my problems, ICT problems. I usually listen to, I watched a show. It's called Bongo Stray Dogs. Have any of you watched it?
Yeah,
I just listened to the,
I've watched
yeah.
it.
So I listen to the openings, the endings, and some random general, and whatever comes recommended, I just listen to that, right? It's basically just some random anime openings. But one song that I really liked, it's actually another indie band, right? It's called Good Kid, and I think the
Hmm.
one of my favorite songs from them was what's it called? Ginger Lemonade. It's really good in my opinion.
I see. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty nice. I mean, I think you can play it out here, like the songs you can. Actually, no, don't
Yeah,
actually play that because I
we're
really
gonna get
want to
copyrighted.
discuss. I really want to, like, last time we tried playing the music, we got copyrighted. Okay, now it's not really a
Oh,
bad thing because we're not even getting monetized for these videos. But the
yeah.
other thing I mentioned is that we got copyrighted for the music I recommended last time, which was
Yeah.
Tesla. Remember that TikTok I
Yeah,
sent?
yeah.
We got copyrighted for that, but we also got copyrighted. No, not even copyrighted. We are banned in Russia right now. Okay, our video is blocked in Russia for like one of the
Yo.
songs. It was like the one about the integral meme or something. We
Yeah,
forgot the music of that.
yeah,
Okay,
but it doesn't even
we are.
suit it because the song is like a country song, but I don't know how it's banned in Russia, bro.
It's banned in Russia. I don't know why the Russians don't like us, but it's you. If you're a Russian viewer, I'm so sorry that you can't view our video in your country. That's like
Our
very
first
upsetting.
episode, at least.
Of our first episode, by the way, I just never had this happen before,
Yeah,
so that was really crazy. But yeah, that was funny. Don't actually put the music this time, but you just
yeah,
recommend it or like put the album on the screen.
yeah. That's probably what I'm gonna
Um,
do, or I'll check if it's like non-copyrighted or what. I'll check.
yeah. Anyways, for my song, I've been listening to a lot of Rory in the early 20s, or Rory in early 20s. And one of
Yeah.
the songs I've been listening to in the gym is "The Black Hole Is Too Close." I'll actually send it to you because you probably don't know it. But wait, let me just get it.
Yeah,
Hold up.
but nobody knows this underground artist,
It's
bro.
not underground. It's not that underground. I think a lot of people know it. I think one of our viewers might know it. Maybe a few viewers might know it.
Yeah,
But
bro. I just say that your friends know it, bro. Just say it.
I'll just send it. It's bro, not it's not
Yeah,
just my friends watching these. Like, come on, guys. There's
yeah.
so much more people watching our podcast. Anyways, I send it to you in DMs. But it's a pretty cool song. I really
Nice.
like Rory. I like Rory in early 20s. I like their music. It's a really good band. You should definitely listen to them. But yeah,
I'll
moving
try my
on.
best. Yeah.
Anyways, wait. But yeah, you can play it or don't actually play it. As I'm saying, we want to be
Yeah.
monetized like later on if it like gets big and all that. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I've been seeing a recurring pattern. Like Maazin keeps promoting his Patreon, his that, and whatnot, and he wants to get money. This like signs of
That's not me at all. You're not supposed to say that, Muhammad Ahmed, on our very PG-13 podcast.
Okay. So, Maazin, what do you think? Like, moving on to the next topic, what is like a fun fact that you've learned?
This week,
Yeah.
I didn't. I learned. You know, like the King in Yellow, right?
Yeah.
Like from that one Minecraft ARG.
Yeah.
What's it called? A world. Look, searching for a world that doesn't exist. By the way, really
Yeah.
good video. I think like I just learned recently that the original guy who like made the book, he was actually French, which is kind of really surprising to me. And
Je ne sais pas.
I didn't really know that before.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not. I don't really have a good fun fact. I just discovered that the author of my book or of the book I was reading is French. That's a pretty good fun fact.
That's good.
What about you? What's your fun fact?
My fun fact. That's a really good question. I think my fun fact is that there is no fun fact. If I'm being real.
Just stop waffling, bro. Just stop saying.
Okay. Yeah.
Saying words for the sake of saying words.
Okay, bro. I know there's there's actually like a word for that. I forgot what it's called, but there's like a word for like speaking for like no reason, but like when few would do. But other than that, yeah, Maazin, I want to add
Muhammad Ahmed.
Okay,
The word is
Maazin, I want to add a new section which isn't in the script. I want to ask, like, what would your, let's say, your monthly book recommendation be? This will be like once per 4 episodes.
We can't add any more sections, okay?
And we're adding this now.
A limit. There has to be a limit to these sections, okay? You're just adding pure, utter crap to this podcast, okay?
Okay, we'll skip it. We'll skip it.
We'll skip this. No. Okay, I'm gonna humor you this one time, okay? I'm gonna tell the viewers what a good book they should read. My monthly book recommendation for my viewers is Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I really love that book to death. I read it in 8th grade. It's really good. I love Raskolnikov. I love all the tension in that book. It's a really good book.
Yeah. Don't spoil.
But this is the only time we're doing this, by the way. This is the only time we're doing this. I'm not adding this section anymore.
Yeah. Alright, so in case you're wondering, like, I'm not like a performative guy like Maazin, right? Even though I am reading Crime and Punishment right now, I personally would recommend one of the greatest pieces of fiction I've ever read, Lord of the Mysteries, bro. This thing is straight peak.
It's Lord of the Mysteries.
It's straight peak, bro. I promise you. So good.
Bro, I haven't even gone to reading that, bro.
Yeah, that's so good, bro. I promise.
Isn't it like what 8,000 pages or something? Or what's
it's
it
10,000, but like that 10,000 for book 1 and book 2 is like 10,000 as well. So like, yeah.
Oh my god.
It's not that much.
Who's reading this?
I read the first book. Yeah, I read the first 10,000 pages. It was so good, bro.
There's genuinely a limit to these things. All right, let's actually start getting started into the engineering part of our podcast.
Let's go, guys. Okay.
Let's actually go. What are you all waiting for?
So our main topic today is why do we even like engineering? Like, there's always like a purpose. So, Maazin, do you want to start us off?
No,
like,
I already have
like
a simple answer for you, Muhammad Ahmed. And you want to know my answer is? It's money. It's all about the money. It's all about the green. We only like engineering because we want to make money. Thank you very much. That's the end of this podcast. That's the answer, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm actually kidding. I actually do like.
Yeah. This brings us back to the time when Maazin said he isn't greedy, right? This is like a sign, bro. It's like perfect.
Bro, what do you mean? What do you mean the time, bro? That was like 5 minutes ago.
Okay. Yeah, but like, what do you think?
Why do I like engineering? I like engineering because I've said this in the previous episode. I really like solving problems. Solving problems is one of the best things to do in life. I like looking at a problem. I like trying to find solutions for that problem. And then I like being satisfied when I finally solve that problem and end all of the issues that are concerned with it. That's why I play a lot of games that are, focused on solving problems or organizing or fixing things or building things.
Yeah. So
now, what about you? Why do you like engineering?
So my if I like, if I'm genuinely just being honest, it's because, my dad was an engineer. So like, of course I was inspired by him. And second of all, like, it just fascinated me, right? Because engineering, like, even though I didn't know when I was little, like I was technically we were all engineering. Like, I was asking questions about how things work. But mainly, this might seem like a boring field, but I really like enjoy safety, right? In fact, like, I was on like a car drive to I think 1 hour car drive with my dad, right? And we were just discussing about like, he was telling me about like the process of like safety and whatnot and how engineers do that. Like there's object safety and then the other safety, right? So it was really enjoyable for me, and I actually really enjoy that for this specific reason because I enjoy like, and when people think about engineering, they think they're making things, right? But me, I don't really want to like make things. I do want to do that, but mainly I want to like, make things safer and like, I just enjoy engineering in general as well. That's my reason.
So you enjoy making people safe.
Yeah.
What a very ironic statement because I don't feel safe around you.
Yeah, give this guy a round of applause. You should be a comedian when you grow up, bro.
Okay, bro. Okay. No more. I also agree with you. I want to also be an engineer because of my dad as well. And I think our
Yeah,
dad played like a huge part in why we want to be engineers in the first place.
yeah, I
Like if
agree, I
I'm being
agree.
honest.
Wait, wait, Master, any topic, okay? Guys, now that we know like what our driving goal is like for me and Maazin in engineering, right? Please feel free to like comment down below like why you're listening to this podcast and like what if you're interested in engineering, what made you interested in engineering. But with that, we want to like
He's
start
only
off like
saying this so we can boost the algorithm and push this to more
yeah.
people, bro. Like,
That's the main
don't
reason.
trust a single word you say.
Now I want to talk about like small things around us like when we were little, like which like relate to engineering, like I stated like in my
I think
statement
a big
before, right?
example that comes to mind when you talk about that is
Yeah.
probably Legos. Legos is probably the
Ooh.
biggest part about like why people do engineering in the first place. They
Yeah, yeah,
love
I agree.
they love building things. They love seeing things work and automated, especially like the more complex Legos, like like the
Yeah, yeah.
Lego cars by
Yeah, Lego
like that
cars, yeah. That's so
the big Lego cars,
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
the smaller ones. Like really big, intricate
Yeah,
Lego cars. I could put a few examples on screen, but
yeah, I'll put
those
them up for
really
you.
big ones, and you can see all the little machinations inside and how like that would
Yeah,
actually work. And it's like really interesting to like see that all
yeah,
unravel. I
yeah, I
actually
agree.
speaking the other day, I was building a Lego creeper, and I think it took me back to my own like childhood days. I could even put a photo of
Yeah,
this creeper, but
yeah,
it's really nice. I really like Lego. It really inspires people to be more creative, even if they're not just following the instructions. I think
yeah,
Lego is
yeah, of
probably
course.
one of the biggest drivers of why kids these days want to be engineers. It's because they want to build
Yeah,
things, like how they are building Legos, which is just smaller buildings.
yeah, I completely
Another
agree
big
with you there.
example that comes to mind is also Minecraft. Everyone these days knows what Minecraft is.
Okay,
But
first we mine and then we craft. That's Minecraft.
all right, bro. I think after the 100th time, that joke's really funny. Do you know that?
Yeah,
After
yeah.
like at
Well,
least
we
the
watched the
100th
Minecraft
time.
movie together.
Oh yeah, that was actually really fun.
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
Yeah,
I miss those days, which was just 1 year ago or 2 years ago. How
yeah.
long was it?
But now we're like
It was
we're
really.
going into junior year, like one of our hardest years known to man, and like it's not gonna be fun, but it's gonna be calm. We got this, right?
We got this, bro. Okay,
Yes.
junior year isn't ready year for us.
Whatever
Wait,
you say, bro.
I mean, they're not ready for us. Don't worry.
Of course, of course.
But on the topic of Minecraft, Minecraft is also another big example
Yeah,
of how kids are inspired to build because Minecraft is just building
yeah,
and breaking things and building a lot of things. And if even outside of
mm,
just the basic building of architecture, there's also a lot of redstone and circuitry
yeah,
that goes inside Minecraft, especially concerning command blocks. And
yeah,
it's
y-
really nice to see people build on Minecraft too. It's actually like kind of a big deal, really. And also
yeah.
another reason why many kids want to be engineers in the first place.
You know, when I was like little, like how most people like just played survival, like survival single player or not, right? For me,
Yeah.
I have no idea why, right? It's you can easily build your house in the open. But when I was little, I was so fond of secret bases, so I wanted to make one from a single player world. So I was like tinkering with redstone like every 5 minutes, right, trying to figure out what worked and what didn't. But I wanted to make one
Mhm.
like without any like a tutorial and whatnot. And yeah, so I don't know why I just did this.
Don't worry, man. I still make secret bases in my single player world. It's okay.
Yeah. No,
I
I've
understand.
haven't played Minecraft such a long time. The only time I think it's been like 6 months, but I didn't even play Minecraft like for a sense of survival. I just played Minecraft Bed Wars on Hypixel. If any of you guys want to duel me, let me know. That's fine. I got you guys.
He's gonna wipe your he's gonna wipe you guys.
No, I won't. But I'm still washed. I'm
Be
still
careful,
washed.
be
But
careful, bro. He knows how to butterfly clip.
yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, now I want to like move on to like, something I know we all did and we all might do today. I don't know if you still do this. Like, when we were little, it's like toys we had, like, you might break things and then fix them together, right? This was one thing I
Mm-hmm.
used to do. It was like it wasn't necessarily toy, like the handles, like which can like come off, right? I tried to like make them
Handles of
longer
what?
somehow.
Handles of
Uh,
what?
how do I say it? You know the twisty handles or something? How do I say it, bro?
No,
Oh,
absolutely not.
oh, oh. You know what? A cooler, right? Like a cooler where like you store drinks and
Yes,
whatnot, right?
yes,
Yeah,
the
and it
call.
has
Yes,
like the handle that pops up, right? Like the one that you hold.
yes.
Yeah. So I tried to like take one out and like try to like see what it was made of and stuff. So yeah, that was one moment I
We
remember.
literally sound like that one podcast. Do you know the cooler? No.
No.
Do you know the thing on top of the cooler? No. Do you know what a cooler is? No.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
mind.
Okay, bro.
That's
Okay.
understand.
Yeah. So, by the way, when I was little, we had these like I think we all did this actually. In science class, when they started like our circuits unit, they actually gave us like the circuits to make and stuff, right? And I
Yep.
was like really amazed by that because I knew it was gonna work, but I think what annoyed me the most, like those pincers like you had to press down on and like attach it to the
Mhm.
motors and whatnot, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
those things were so hard to press with my tiny fingers, bro. I'm telling you, that was the hardest part of everything. But like that was also fun. I liked it a lot.
I don't even know why your teacher made you do that, bro. I don't think. I think the last time, like, they started introducing circuits to us when I was like 13, bro, and that was like
Yeah.
3 years ago.
You-
Genuinely, I don't know what your class is doing.
no, that was like a long time ago. But because originally I wasn't actually in the what's it called? The British. I was not in the American system. I was actually in the British system. In case you didn't know. So yeah.
Yeah, everyone boo this guy. He's in the British system.
Yeah. Okay.
Boo. Boo.
Okay. Just you, by the way. Okay, Mazen.
Bro, no, it's
So
not just me. My comments will agree with me.
yeah. Okay.
Everyone boo him in the
Also,
comments.
yeah, also known as the alt accounts, bro. Like whatever. So Mazen,
They're not my
moving
alt
on.
accounts. They're all real people, bro.
I wanna ask you a question, okay? Were there like any
What's the
YouTubers you
question?
watched like growing up or even now that inspired you to do engineering?
Me, bro, I watched so much Dan TDM like back in the
Yeah.
day. And okay, before I wanted to do engineering, I wanted to be a scientist because
Yeah.
of Dr. Trioris in Dan TDM's video. If none of you guys know, uh, I feel like a bunch of you guys know, but Dr. Trioris was basically this lab villager in Dan TDM's video, and he usually did like a bunch of science experiments. And I was really inspired to be a scientist, so I really wanted to do science experiments like Trioris used to do. But now I realized that my true calling is actually with engineering because, you know, Dr. Trioris is also kind of an engineer too. And I got more inspired to do engineering by other YouTubers like Mythbusters or How It's Made, like those like
Yeah.
documentary channels. And I also
Yeah.
used to watch a lot of Vsauce back in the day as well,
Yeah. Yeah.
and how he used to explore and tackle things too. I also used to watch a lot of Mark Rober too, and
That's
Mark
good.
Rober made those like like those glitter bomb pranks like he
Yeah. Yeah.
used to
Yeah.
make,
Yeah. Yeah.
or
For the
like the
scammers. For the scammers.
squirrel, or like yeah for scammers, or like the squirrel, like the big
Yeah.
squirrel thing he made. What's it called? The squirrel. squirrel tree house he made for the squirrels or something. I also was really inspired by that too.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I also watch Veritasium and a few other engineers, as well as Mark
Yeah.
Rober. I still watch Mark
Yeah.
Rober even to this.
You know this there's one video for Potassium, it's called The Theory of Everything. And in case you don't know, that's a geometry dash level, right? So
Ooh.
all the commentary just like, I'm in a tidal wave thinking about this. I'm in a thinking space too. I'm in stereo badness. Like it was just all of that.
Are they
Nobody watched the video.
are they in a deadlock while doing this? Are they
I think they
in a
were like
deadlock?
I think they were in a theory of everything too, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure though.
Oh, I think they're in an Electroman's adventure, bro.
Yeah. I think, and then he had like an entire dynamic, right? Electrodynamics, I think.
Okay, bro. Just no more geometry dash references.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah.
the two viewers who like our video are probably like jumping with joy that we mentioned geometry dash.
It's me, myself, and I, and your alt accounts, of course. I can't forget about that. My bad.
No, bro, my alt accounts are not cheering with joy at these references. We are getting so off topic, bro. This is just
Yeah.
genuine, like, this is pure shenanigans. Just
Yeah.
pure
You know,
shenanigans.
pure shenanigans, jujutsu shenanigans. No jujutsu, only
Oh
shenanigans.
my
No
god.
jujutsu, only shenanigans.
No, this is no jujutsu. This is no shenanigans either. This is just insufferable behavior from you, bro. Oh my god.
Mm. Oh yeah, you know there's this one video which actually inspired me a lot, and actually really interesting, right? I think you've probably seen it. It's very famous, right? It's the Infinite Hotel one, you know that one.
Oh
That
yeah,
one
that
is
one.
so good, bro. I watched
I
that
know
video.
that
It's so
video.
good.
It's like the one where it's like there's an infinite amount of rooms in this hotel,
Yeah,
except what if the hotel had an infinite amount of buses or an
yeah.
infinite
Infinite number of buses, infinite number of people.
and you
Yeah,
had to like everyone had to move one to the right every time a
yeah,
new person comes to the hotel. I think
yeah.
it's
No,
called the
and yeah,
Hilbert
Hilbert's
Hotel.
Hotel,
Let me search
Hilbert's
it.
Hotel. Yeah, I think
Hilbert
so.
Hotel. Oh, it is Hilbert's Hotel. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Bro, I got the question right. I got the name of the question right. That's crazy.
You know, what was it? It was that one guy. Remember, it said, "Oh, guys, somebody came. Go to double your room. Like, yo, if you're room 64, you have to go to 128. I ain't doing all that, bro. But like,
Bro,
that
no
was
one's
a very
walking
fun
that
video.
far.
What
Imagine
should I
going
say?
to like 1000, like your room 1000, you have to go to room 2000 and you have to walk
Yeah,
all the way to the end. And then if you're at room 1, you're at
yeah,
room 2. Like that's so unfair.
yeah. But like that, this was like one of my favorite videos. If I have to be real, like, I
Wait,
love
then
this
what
video so
happens to
much.
odd numbered rooms? What do you do if you're in like room 7? No,
You go
sorry.
to
What if
14.
you like who goes to room 7? Sorry. No one goes to room 7. What's double
No,
up?
no.
What
I think it went like this, right? First, you have to move one across, but then when infinite number of people start to come, you have to go double. First, you have to move one, then double. I don't know, bro. Something like that. I don't know.
Bro, that doesn't make sense. Who would occupy rooms like the prime, like the odd number rooms? Like who would occupy
Yo,
room 3
I have
or
to watch the
room?
video again, bro. But like, yeah,
I don't think you should. I think it's a kind of a bit of a conundrum there.
sure, bro.
You know,
It's a paradox.
that's
Yeah.
literally what it's called. It's called Hilbert's paradox of the Grand Hotel.
Okay, now, so one thing to know, like, we're just talking about like how we got interested in engineering. There wasn't actually any specific day, like we woke up and thought, yeah, yo, we're gonna be an engineer. No, it wasn't like that. It was just like steps, like small steps that we just did, like Lego, Minecraft, or these YouTubers, which slowly like made us like incline our interest towards engineering. And as we grew
Mhm.
older, we became more knowledgeable about these topics and decided we wanted to do engineering. You have anything to say about that?
Um, about like how we developed our interest, I think it was a matter. It was like the product of our environment of what we've been doing for the
Yeah,
past 16 years of our life. It's slow. Like, of course, you're right. It was an overnight transformation that we liked engineering.
yeah,
It is obviously the slow, gradual step of liking these YouTubers and building with Legos and then building with in Minecraft our like creations and all of that.
yeah,
That kind of led us to this path in the first place. But I think the biggest motivator in general is definitely our parents or our dads
yeah,
who are engineers because it feels easier to relate with them.
Yeah,
in
of
my
course.
opinion. And of course, I used to always show an interest to things like computers and
Yeah,
space. And I always liked computers a lot, like back as a kid. It's been like
yeah,
when I
of
started
course.
like using computers for the first time. And also, I had interest about space too. I
Space.
don't really
Yeah,
remember many space facts anymore, but I used to buy so many books about space back then. It was like
yeah. We got
insane.
ourselves a nerd over here.
Okay, bro. As if
Okay,
you're not a nerd either. As if we're
okay.
not nerds, bro.
Yeah. Okay. So like from if you've heard us, like we might have different reasons. Some of them might overlap, but like one thing we can learn from this, is, like
Actually,
everybody
a lot
has.
of them overlap, bro.
Yeah, but like everybody like had like what I'm trying to say is that everybody had like a different reason of like choosing engineering, right? Some people like math, right? As as our thing says in the script, calculus, statistics. What's building, bro? What's building? What type of math is building? Why'd you put this in the script?
Oh, I was
Yo.
supposed to say something else. Oh, bro, shoot. Wait, hold up. My thing glitched out. Hold up.
It's
Um,
perfectly, it's
about
perfectly fine.
building. I don't know why I put building in the script. I think I wasn't thinking well.
Yeah.
But building is a part of math. You're
Yeah.
building
Were you thinking about the
matrices.
guy in
You're
mainland
building
China?
matrices. You're building about. I'm not thinking about the guy in mainland China. We're not
Building, bro.
dragging this joke.
No.
For all of our viewers who are recently joining the podcast, this guy made the worst joke ever in our last podcast, and if he wants to tell it so badly, okay, tell us the joke. What was the joke about the guy in mainland China? What was the joke? Tell us. Tell us.
So, so there's this guy, right, in mainland China, right? His name was Bill and his last name was Ding, right? And he created these structures which people like lived in and had office space in them, right? But he wanted to like have credit, so he called it a building, right? So that's why you have the building of Burj Khalifa, right? You
Yeah,
have the
we're not.
building of Twin Tower,
Let's
like
just
that.
stop. We have to kill this joke like immediately. First, it was engine here. Next, it's building. Now, next thing you're gonna say quantum. Quantum.
No, no,
He
no.
was the guy who invented
I actually have
quantum
one for that.
mechanics.
I'm not even lying. I have one for
Oh,
that. If you
please,
want me.
please don't share it to us. Keep it to yourself. Save it for the next episode.
Okay, yeah, sure, sure, sure.
Some people. So yeah, yes, you're right. Yeah, some people like math, like calculus and
Yeah.
statistics, and building. Other people also like physics as well, like the stuff
Yeah.
that Newton did. Like they like quantum mechanics. Well, quantum mechanics doesn't have much place in engineering, but they
Yeah,
might like other parts of physics, like the circuitry part, where they go into electrical engineering for, or
yeah.
maybe like momentum and other parts of engineering that I can't really
Yeah.
name here because physics is such like a vast and really
Yeah,
dynamic
I agree.
field that I can't really encapsulate. But another reason I think that people want to be engineers is that they just want to make cool things, dude. Like me
Yeah,
and
of course.
you, we just want to make cool robots and
Yeah,
all
sure,
that.
bro.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. That's so sarcastic. You obviously
Yeah,
want to
like,
build cool things.
like whatever you say, bro. Whatever you make you sleep
What do
better
you
at night.
mean? Do you not want to build cool things, or are you
No,
really
no,
telling me that you
no,
like
no, no.
math and that's why you want to be an engineer? Like, come on,
I
bro.
do want to build cool things, but yeah, I do want to build cool things. I agree. It was just like, yo,
Yeah,
you just yeah. But
I
like, I
think
agree. I agree.
I think a big driver. Yeah, I think a big driver that most people want to be engineers, apart from all the things we previously said about
Yeah,
Minecraft and Lego, is that some people watched Iron Man once and never recovered.
yeah,
And like how like that one scene in one of I
yeah,
forgot which Iron Man movie where the guy says to his science like his employee like Tony Stark made this in a cave with nothing but a box of scraps, like referring to his like heart, like the Iron Man's heart. I
yeah,
was like, they were really they wanted to also make things in a cave with nothing but a
yeah.
box of scraps. The
Okay,
thing is, most of these people don't realize is that they're not
yeah.
billionaire playboys.
Yeah. One thing I want to tell you is that I have not watched a single Iron Man movie. Okay, just letting you know. Okay, Yeah.
I
Okay.
think you're just missing peak. If I'm being honest, you're just missing pure peak.
Pure peak. Yeah, sure, bro. I think the
You're just
only
missing pure. You're missing peak, bro.
uh, I've watched I think the Age of Ultron, Infinity War, Endgame, and I think Black Widow. I don't know. That's probably it, bro. I don't know. So that's what I watched.
Hmm. I
That's about
think
it.
all of the I think the MC universe, like the MCU
Yeah.
before Endgame was like so good, bro. All the movies they
Yeah.
released back then was so nice, bro.
They're really
And
good.
then
Yeah.
after Endgame, like everything just fell apart completely. Especially
Yeah.
with like their new TV shows like She-Hulk and all that. I really did not like those shows.
Yeah.
And
I low-key think
it
they're
doesn't really
dragging even
it
Avengers
doesn't really
Doomsday.
no, it doesn't really. Yeah, they're dragging with Avengers Doomsday. I really want to see Avengers
Yeah.
Doomsday, and I also want to see the new Spider-Man film. But like,
Yeah.
bro, it is going way too far with some of this
Yeah.
stuff.
I think
And
it's time to
she
stop it, bro.
like okay, shows like what's it called, like Moon Knight or The Punisher. They're pretty good shows, but I don't. They
Punisher.
don't have the same like spark as it did in the earlier days of like the Avengers and of like the
Yeah.
Iron Man days, like of of the MCU basically.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. And one more thing, I was like, drifting from this topic of movies. Yeah. I was another reason, like, engineering, like, might make people fond is that if you think
It's
about it,
okay.
like,
You can take your time. You can take your time, bro.
yeah. Like, how I was saying, like, engineering is more of like, rather than like a single definition, it's more of like a method, right? So
Mhm.
because of that method, I think it allows you to look at the world differently, like, analyze everything, question what could be better, what could be worse, right? How can I improve this, etc., right? So you stop,
Mhm.
just like, for example, you might just stop seeing a bridge and you might look at how is this bridge supported, or how can this bridge be improved by using more sustainable resources? Yeah. Like, to me, some like
What happened to
examples.
stop talking about bridges, bro?
Yeah,
What happened
Maazin,
to that, bro?
Maz, we already know you're engaged to the guy named Bridge, so there's no
We're
stopping
not.
that.
I'm not. That is not true, bro.
Yeah,
That's not true. And I swear to
you
God,
guys watched the last episode, right?
if you show the same, like what's it called? I only saw this in the post editing, like recently, okay? Like after you made that video and you put that like the the me and the bridge with the heart around it, like I was fuming, okay? I was fuming, okay? I was very angry. I was not fun.
What? Wait, I'm getting very angry. You know that one, one sound
I'm
effect?
very angry.
Yeah, that one.
I'm very angry. I hear that
I'm
all
gonna
the
put
time
that
in
up for our
interviews.
viewers in case they don't know what I'm talking about.
Bro, I think they all know what we're talking about, but sure, put it up. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but
as
I'll
you were
put it up.
saying before we got sidetracked from the bridges.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
so as I was saying, right? Like, engineering makes us look at things differently, right? And this can easily relate back to our, like, our daily life, such as, like, things like our phones, or like the cars, or like, this makes it like question, like, things like, how was this made, right? Who made it? Why did they make it? And what are other steps, like, in the future they could do to improve it? Like, I don't know what. Honestly speaking, I have no idea what Apple's been doing for the past 5 years, bro. They've just been improving the camera, bro. I don't know, tell you, bro. Like, you
No,
just
the
use your
thing is,
eyes, bro.
Apple is just making the same phone again and just downgrading the previous phones so that people could buy
Yeah,
their new
that's true.
phone.
Because,
And
like,
they had like
in
a whole
case,
lawsuit about that too,
yeah,
remember?
yeah. In case you didn't know, right? iOS 26, right? The one which made the panels clear or something. Yeah, right. So, if you had like an iPhone 13, like, iPhone 13 is probably like one of the best iPhones ever released, in my opinion. The entire generation is like amazing, right? But after that update, it actually like started making the phone overheat and made it so slow. It's kind of like forcing the people to, like, upgrade to the newer generation. So that's like kind of
Yeah,
something,
but
I don't know.
that's like a really scummy like business
Yeah,
tactic from Apple, if I'm being
yeah. I
honest.
think it's a very
Because
cheap technique.
it is a cheap technique because they shouldn't
Yeah,
do stuff like that to their customers. Like they should let them
yeah,
keep the old models. Because everyone's gonna buy the new iPhone model anyway, so why would you have to force them to buy the new model? They just
yeah,
want
yeah.
to keep their old phone. It's
Yeah,
so
and chances
unnecessary.
are that the people upgrading from, like, let's say the 13, right? They're probably not, they're probably like middle class, right? And they might not all want to go to the latest. They might just go like, let's say if they're 18 at least, they might go to like the 16 or the 17. We probably won't go for the flagship or like the newest version anyways, right?
Literally, bro. Dude, I'm not
Yeah.
kidding. It's just like these phones are like $1,000, two thousand
Yeah,
dollars. It's just I don't think most people can afford that, so they should just keep the older
yeah,
phones.
100% no. Yeah. But then you have brands like, nothing, which make like pretty good phones, like value for your money and stuff. Like, so, of course, there's like alternatives, right? But yeah, that's
I
about
think
it, I would say.
Android makes pretty cheap phones for like
Yeah,
how
no,
good
yeah.
they are. They're
Dude,
really good.
Android like
I know
has the
like
most versatility.
so many people diss on Android, okay? I don't want to hear many more Android hate. I've
Yeah,
been using an S21 for the past like 3 to 4 years.
yeah,
It's been running fine, okay?
yeah.
Everyone who
And
keeps
before
like
you guys say
slandering.
that I'm a LARPer of Apple, I own an Apple device, okay? I own the iPhone 15 and I've used
Okay,
it for
well,
like
for
2
anyone who
years.
says I'm a LARPer of Android, I own an S21
That's
Ultra.
good, that's good.
Ultra,
Yeah.
by the way, Ultra.
Yeah.
Just to let you know.
The first phone I ever had was actually Samsung. It was an S9 Plus. It was like an ancient phone, but like I still
That
loved it
is
a lot.
old, bro.
I
Yeah.
loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you
Okay.
marry it? That was a good.
So like we got off topic. So what my main point was that everything that we have, like everything, basically everything we own or had, right, is like was designed by an engineer or made by an engineer, right, in some way or another.
Mm-hmm.
But Mazen,
Mm-hmm.
do you like want us to like shift this to like the what engineers think when they're making things? Do you want to like transition how they actually think? You transition us into
Well,
that
I
if you want.
mean, we already discussed this a bit in the last episode. Basically,
Yeah.
engineers look at a problem and they see them as these complex puzzles, okay? Because
Yeah.
for engineers, their job is to solve problems, okay? The
Yeah.
study of engineering is the solving of problems. I'm going to keep saying this in every podcast so that our viewers understand. Engineers will always solve problems no matter what, okay? To be an engineer is to be a problem solver. So when they're approaching a difficult conundrum or difficult problem in front
Yeah.
of them, they don't see the problem as annoying or difficult or hard. They don't give up immediately. They tackle the problem. They see it
Yeah.
as a kind of mind game or a puzzle to solve for them. And once they solve the puzzle, they're basically done with their job and they get paid for their work.
Yeah.
And some of these puzzles, they're sometimes expensive, with huge
Yeah.
budgets,
Of course.
and they need their company to like back them up. And they might need a team of engineers to help them as
Yeah.
well. But in the
Of
end,
course. Yeah.
they are dead set on solving the problem, which
Yeah.
is, just to resolve the issue and make an item or invention or design to solve the problem in general.
Yeah.
Now, as we've discussed before, there are many tough. Why is this in the script?
Why are you reading this?
These tough things engineers always. But why is this in the script? Very
I don't
tough
know, bro.
things engineers always ask. They always ask why not, what if, or can we make this better? And
Yeah.
basically, engineering is just professional overthinking. In a nutshell, you're just a professional
Yeah.
overthinker. You're always thinking about questions and ideas of how to improve your design or your prototype,
Yeah.
and how to
100%. I
improve
would agree.
on an existing problem or issue.
Yeah. So you touched on like engineers work in teams. I think that's probably like one of the things that most people like incorrectly assume about engineers. Like when they see a building, they might be like, only a civil engineer made that. But like 100%. Like when they look at the Burj Khalifa, they'd be like, only civil engineers made that. But that's 100% not the case, right? They had a team of engineers. Like let's say the material engineers were supplying them like the right type of materials to make sure it like sustains in the height. And the civil engineers like they played a huge part, right? They structured it and how it was gonna be built. But like what I'm trying to say is that many people think like one thing, like a certain object's made by one type of engineer. That's 100% not the case. It's usually rather like as you said, it's a group of different engineers, right? Also a team, but like different engineers, like material,
It's not even
civil,
always. It's
etc.
not even always engineers. It's always a
Yeah.
group of people in general. Sure, the engineers
Yeah.
help design and they help use their special like fields to help solve the problem. But there's also basic people who are also helping too. There's the IT
Yeah,
guys. There's the other people who also work on the job.
of
There's the guy
course.
who used the lathe machine to like carve out the things in the software, like from the 3D
Yeah,
software. The designers, the 3D designers, who are just building like the thing on a software. And there's
yeah.
so much more that people do. There's the CAD guys.
The
There's the
CAD. Yeah,
janitors who are cleaning the building. There's so much
yeah, of course.
going on into this process, and there's just so much to maintain there.
Yeah, yeah,
And
100%. I
there's
completely
usually
agree with you.
always a leader or a like a group project
Yeah,
manager who always controls the rest, so that they use their expertise and have everyone combine their separate skills to work together to a common goal. So really,
yeah,
teamwork is very important in engineering, not just by engineers, okay, but by also other people who are working alongside you, okay? Don't
yeah,
ever treat anyone badly because they have a lesser job than you. We are all
yeah,
human at the end of the day, and we should all treat each other with the utmost respect. And I don't think a
yeah,
bunch of people realize that these days, okay? They think a fancy degree and a
yeah.
good job is good grounds to bully and abuse someone, but that's completely wrong. They should
Yeah,
actually treat other people with decent kindness, if I'm being honest.
yeah, and like people who think like you have like a degree, right? They it creates like the social hierarchy that people might seem that, oh look, that guy's like sweeping floors, he's a garbage guy, right? I had to have a more important job than him in society or something, right? And they might look down on him. That's not the case. Everybody's doing their own part and improving the world, right? Everybody's doing their own specific part. Do you agree with that or no?
I agree with that. I agree with that heavily. Remember, there's always the golden rule, which is that you should always treat others the way you want to be treated. There is no
Mm,
hierarchy. There
or
is no degree hierarchy. Okay, a better degree doesn't make you a better person.
yeah, 100%, 100%.
We are all human at the end of the day, and we're all gonna die somehow. So you should
Yeah,
always just be a better person in general, if I'm being honest.
yeah. So, we
So
were,
yeah,
yeah. So as we were saying, right, we were talking about like questions engineers used to ask, and then we talked about like how it's a group of engineers and like everybody is important, like you said, right? So, this was actually like moving into something that's called the engineering design process, right? Where it's like a process like engineers follow, right? And sometimes in that process, engineers of course have to design and test, right? And as you might have expected, right? The first idea is might be garbage, right? But the important thing to note is that not every idea is like quote unquote garbage because every single idea is gonna contribute in a way. Like it might help in like making things safer, right? Or in the end, right, when you have like a multitude of ideas or designs, the engineers might Frankenstein together the best parts of each design to make it better, right? And one thing to note is that a very important part of this is curiosity, right? People might think, oh, you need to be good at math. That's a important part of engineering, but I think that if you don't have curiosity, then just knowing plain math won't help you because if you can't expect to like throw math at a problem and expect it to fix itself. You need to be curious, right? And look at things at multiple ways or multiple directions to like actually how an engineer thinks or how he would design or solve a problem.
hmm
Yeah. So yeah,
hmm
what do you think?
yeah.
Like, do you
Okay,
have anything to add to this?
I think you're right. No, the thing is, you should be more, you should be both curious and also mathematically knowledgeable, okay? Because you could be like Curious George, okay? Curious George is
Curious.
literally a monkey who's curious about everything, but he knows nothing about math. Can Curious
Yeah,
George be an engineer? No, he cannot because he needs to know math. So you are right.
but it's
Curiosity is
curious.
really important, but I think the foundational math, like about engineering and the base level physics you should know
Yeah,
before entering the course, is just like as important. You're just saying that you
yeah,
should also have the curious drive and creativity to be able to create these ideas, which I
yeah,
get. It's really important, but that's probably like most of like the half of it, if I'm being honest. That's
yeah.
half of engineering.
Yeah, so I completely agree with you there. So like, you can't just rely on one for the other. You need to have both to be like. I mean, you could rely solely on math, but that's what separates like a good engineer from like let's say an average engineer, right? Not to say that all engineers are bad. Every engineer is good, right? He made his way to the top somehow
Mhm.
or somewhere, right? So as we said, curiosity is one of the main parts of engineering. Another main part of engineering, right? Curiosity, that also means like you're asked a lot of questions, right? And in my opinion, if you don't ask questions, even though it may seem annoying, it's actually what makes engineering fun, in my opinion, right? They might ask some like random questions like, why do the wings of the plane bend, right? Why are manhole covers in circles or whatnot? Do you have any questions like that, Maazin? Like, do you
Mhm.
ever think of these questions or any other questions you might
I
add
mean,
to
do I
this?
ask questions about why are manhole covers circles? I've actually never asked that one before. That is
It's a new
actually
one
really
right there.
interesting. Why are manhole covers circles? I should actually search that up.
Yeah, yeah.
Why are
Are
manhole
manhole
covers
covers
round?
circles?
I'm already searching it up. It's
Yeah, go ahead.
because a circular cover cannot fall through its own. Oh! Okay. So basically, the reason why the
Yeah,
manhole covers is circular, it's because they're easier to transport by rolling the open like the cover, right?
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm
So like it's like
saying?
a wheel,
So
right?
they roll it. It's a wheel, so they use the
Yeah,
wheel to move it in,
that makes
and
sense.
yeah, that makes sense. And it's also
Yeah,
because that it can also slip through the hole if it was a square,
yeah,
apparently.
yeah,
So that's actually really interesting to know.
yeah. So
That's
like
really interesting. I didn't
you see, even
I
such a
didn't know that.
simple or quote unquote stupid question like has like entire let's say like years of research behind it, right? Why is it a circle? Why is it not a square? Right? There's entire reasons of it. Like you demonstrated it perfectly, right? So and sometimes like these random questions lead to like discoveries or designs. These random questions like maybe the difference between making a groundbreaking design to just like being a chud and doing nothing, right? So do you have like
Bro, being a chud is crazy. That's a crazy term.
that one song, I'm a chud, I'm a fat
I'm a
little chud
chud. I'm a
playing
chud.
league all day
Yeah,
till the sun comes up.
yeah.
I'm a
I've
chud,
heard
chud.
of it. I think most of us have heard of it.
Yeah.
That's yeah. That's
Right.
crazy, bro.
So like Mazen, if you have like you already stated like where would like we get this curiosity from? Do you have any other things that you might think might drive curiosity or like help make some other engineers or potential engineers who are watching this like actually
I
inspired to do
mean,
engineering?
if you want to be curious, you should probably start observing more in nature in general. Just start
Yeah.
seeing around you. But if you really want to be curious, if you want to gain more knowledge, or if you want to be like actually wondering about things, YouTube is like probably one of the best places to go for like
Yeah.
information. Sure, nowadays YouTube is like full of essay slop, but other times there's actually like good like YouTubers you can watch, like Mark Frober,
Yeah.
like Veritasium, like
Yeah.
Vsauce. Vsauce is super curious and he
Yeah.
makes these
Very, very.
really amazing science videos. It's like actually beautiful. You
Yeah.
can also watch like random documentaries about like
Yeah.
how things work and try to like tickle your pickle about sorry not your pickle your
What?
brain
Tickle your
tickle
pickle.
your tickle your brain not your pickle tickle your brain about certain topic ideas, or you could also subscribe to certain science channels and engineering channels, or go
Yeah.
on tech news like different tech news, or research about what
Yeah.
NASA or F1 and what NASA is doing, or how
Yeah.
F1 cars are being designed. For example, that those are just major examples of how people can gain their knowledge or get
Yeah.
curious about things. You should start researching, doing your own research about a random topic. You should start observing
Yeah.
things in nature. You should look at the tire of your car and say,
Hmm.
why is my car rubber? Why is it not any other material?
Yeah.
Why does my car have these exhausts, for example?
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't really know the answer, there's just so much you can always research, and
Yeah.
it's just amazing. It's an amazing
Yeah.
world we live in, that we
100%.
have so much internet to
Yeah.
like gain knowledge from. In my
So
opinion.
like, yeah, I completely agree with all your statements, right? I think another major part I think you did touch on this. I'm not sure though, right? It's like the PC and gaming hardware. When I was I actually got into the uh keyboard community, in case you didn't know, right? When custom keyboards were like all the trend back in the day, I was in that. I think I was
Mhm.
4 years ago. I'm not sure, right? Back when I think the in case people know probably, right, the Holy Pandas, they were like the go-to switch back in the day. So now, when I
Mhm.
was searching for my, one of my favorite keyboards, I still use it today. I have it with me right now. It's the Keychron K2, which I replaced with the Glorious Pandas, in case you guys didn't know.
Shameless self promotion, by the way. Just shameless.
I'm giving Keychron a fake, not free promo. But other than that, right? If you compare them to nowadays keyboards, this keyboard might not be the best, right? Because even though it's like, see, I think back in the day, people are transferring from like membrane to mechanical. I think you probably also know about that, right? But nowadays,
I
as
think
people
so, yeah.
yeah. For nowadays, we like go into the keyboard community, right? It's mainly about, especially for the gamers, it's like the Hall effect keyboards, right? AK the magnets and whatnot, right? So that really intrigued
Mhm.
me as well, again, right? Because they
And
gamers
they
need
also
that,
like
yeah,
cut. They also start focusing on like cutting their keyboard too, making it as small as possible,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so
As
they could
small
like
as possible.
easily. Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
what's it called? They do like the half keyboard or like
60% TKL,
TK. Yeah,
95%,
exactly.
65%,
Those
yeah,
types of keyboards. And they also start producing mouses with like the
yeah,
button on the side, which is
yeah,
like
yeah.
really
Of course, of
interesting.
course.
I really
Oh yeah,
like those
yeah. One thing about mice, right? Back then it was like I have
mice.
no idea why. Back then it
Mice is
was more
crazy.
about highest amount of DPI, right? When I was mainly in the mice community, specifically for Minecraft, for double clicking. I owned the bloody A70 before, right? But as I slowly shifted my interest, right, I wanted to buy a new mouse, like, because I used it for like 5 years. Right? I wanted to change my mouse, and then I noticed, right, as I said, there were most mice are like a 1,000 hertz pulling rate normally, right? Which I think is
Mhm.
like I don't know. You can search that up, like the response time, right? But as
You know,
technology evolved, right,
just slightly off topic. Imagine telling like someone from like the 19th century you're part of the mouse community.
the
Like I
mice
think they would just
community,
the mice community, bro. That's just a strange thing to say. Hey, dude,
right?
I'm from the mice
Yeah.
community.
Yeah, but the might think like I'm part of like a cult or something, but I'm gonna get slimed out in 0.7 seconds.
In 1.3 seconds, I'm out.
1.3. Yeah. So as I was saying, right? They adapted to because like
Adapt?
as Maharaga.
Maharaga? Okay, I'm kidding.
Okay, so they recognize the potential, potential man.
Did you say potential?
I'm gonna put that
Did
gif for
you
our viewers, right?
put
Okay.
everything on the before the viewers? Everything is for the viewers.
Yeah. So they found out, like, as gamers evolved, like they needed higher reaction time from, like, they got higher refresh rate monitors, right? So they also need to click faster. Even though I think it's still overkill, they improved to 8,000 polling rate, which is like 0.125 millisecond response time, which is like ultra fast.
That's
So
pretty
yeah,
good. That's pretty good.
yeah, it's very good in my opinion, right? And then in the end, yeah. So another thing I would say that, I was talking about gaming hardware is also a big GPT.
Big
Any thoughts
GPT,
on this?
son, I'm crying. That's literally on the script, by the way. Big
Yeah,
GPT,
big
son,
GPT.
I'm
So I'm
crying.
crying. Anything about this yet?
Um, I think. Okay, look, AI. Okay, I've talked about this way like so many times. AI, like, is pretty bad for the environment. Okay, I'm gonna put that
Yeah,
out there. AI is causing RAM prices to increase. It's causing for Mother Nature to run out of water because AI needs a lot of water, and it's causing just so much bad in the world that there's even like huge debates whether we should like eliminate AI or not. But whether you like it or
yeah,
not, AI is here to stay, so we have to learn to live with it. And if I'm being
yeah,
honest,
100%.
AI and the internet has made engineering like a way easier field to get into compared to
Yeah,
like 20 years ago when our dads were like studying in the field.
yeah, of course.
Okay, like internet and AI have both been doing like have been helping engineers study for their degree, have been helping them visualize
100%.
concepts, and then there's like loads of communities on the internet based on helping others get into
Of
engineering.
course, yeah.
However, with the onset of AI and with the onset of the internet, job markets like computer science, like engineering, like medicine have been getting slowly replaced by AI or
Yeah,
have been too saturated because there's just so many people trying to compete for the same
yeah.
field, which is
But
starting to affect the job market heavily and
yeah,
leading to a major job crisis akin to
yeah.
like 2008. And I wasn't even born in 2008, so we might have one like even
Yeah,
worse than that. Like everyone who's older than me keeps telling me that 2008 was like the worst financial crisis ever. And I mean, they're right,
yeah,
it was, but I wasn't there for that. Like I'm gonna take their
yeah.
word for it. There might
It's
genuinely be a major like AI bubble pop, and like all
yeah,
the stock prices will just like completely
yeah,
like
drop. Yeah,
drop
but
down, like
I
come to the
think there
floor.
was actually a result to this. Like, there's this like thing. I have no idea. There's like certain AI, which is like quote unquote meant to like replace jobs, like specifically for jobs, right? And I think some companies for that they laid off like many employees, right? And I'm not lying. 1 month after that, they saw a 60% reduction in profit because that just says that even though AI is there, it should merely be used as a tool, not to replace. Because in my opinion, it can never outpace human intellectuality unless we get too reliant on that, right? Right now we see it's fine, but as I think, the new generation, including us,
You
right?
know,
If
like
you get
that movie they made us watch in English, like Wall-E.
Wally about that movie is straight mid.
It was. I love. No, bro. What do you mean? That was like one of the best movies ever. But I loved
I
that movie
liked
when I was
it,
a
but
kid.
like the trope was too. No, actually, no, no, actually, it's pretty good. But I think
It was it was an amazing movie. I
yeah, it
loved
was a good
Wall-E.
movie,
Wall-E was such a good child movie.
but in my opinion, like the plot was very basic. But like, what can you expect, right?
I mean,
It's a kids movie.
It's a Disney Pixar film. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah. But like it was a pretty good movie. I liked it. Yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna be like the humans from Wall-E, basically, if we keep
Yeah.
relying on it.
Wait, one second. So you were saying, Maazin?
Mhm. I was saying that we might become like the humans from Wall-E, just really fat and like really obese, bro,
Yeah,
and
they
like
lost
unable
bone
to do
mass
anything.
somehow, bro. They lost bones.
No, their bone mass like shrunk like so much in that
Yeah,
movie. It was like crazy.
it's crazy.
It's actually really crazy. But yeah, AI
Yeah.
and the internet have been saturating the job markets, and we might eventually enter the robo apocalypse where AI takes over all of everything, and we're forced to suffer, and it's
I
gonna be the end
think
of
there was
everything.
something similar to this. We read this like I think in English. There was a short story. It was the dystopian, right? There will come soft rain. Something similar to like a nuclear war broke out,
Oh
and like
yeah,
yeah, but yeah,
that's that's true. That is true.
yeah.
It'll
Okay.
probably be like that.
So Mazen, now that I think we've covered the main engineering topics, is there anything you want to like add? Like, what do you think you want to do in the future with this podcast, or anything you want to add to this,
If
or
I'm
no,
being
not really.
honest, this podcast is very, very close to me now that we've done our first episode because all of those comments, bro, all of those likes, all of that support kind of boosted me up, okay?
That's good. That's good.
It's just so good. Okay, it feels so good. But what I really want to get out of this podcast outside of like, being known and recognized, I really want to know more about I want to learn about like ourselves as people, like how
Yeah.
we can improve ourselves as being fellow engineers, and
Yeah.
we could be able to talk to people who are way more knowledgeable about engineering, such as our
Yeah.
dads, or maybe people like other people who are in the field, or maybe like teachers. Like we could get them on
Yeah.
the
100%.
podcast to talk about engineering, as we previously discussed in our previous episode. And we want to.
Yeah.
I really want to build a community where people can just ask dumb questions about engineering without getting absolutely like bullied or ridiculed for that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. hundred
basically,
percent. So sometimes like
that's what I
the
really think.
stupid questions people ask, right now. I think one of my friends asked me that. I know one of my friends asked in class, right? Why is there like water and like the toilet? So yeah, of course, like that sounds like a stupid question, right? But and people started
Yeah.
laughing, right? I think back in the day, I myself also laughed. Okay, so I was also part of this, like ridiculing people. So I actually feel really bad for that. But looking back,
Mhm.
I I myself didn't even know the answer to that. So like I think half the people who like make fun of this don't even know the answer to that either, right? So they're just making fun of people who don't even know, even if it might be a basic question. A question should be asked. Like people need to learn. So that's one thing, right?
Yeah. I get it. I mean, sometimes it's really, it feels like it's instinctual to like laugh at someone who knows less than you. But what if
Yeah,
you're the guy who does not know any question? Then how would you feel? You would feel really bad
yeah,
if someone laughed at you for not knowing like such an obvious question, and then you just feel dumb, and then
yeah,
you feel discouraged to ask questions again. We
hundred
What I
percent.
really want to do is just discourage that. I want everyone in the comments to ask dumb questions. Ask
Yeah,
any
sure.
stupid questions, okay? You should always ask dumb questions because a, a man who asks a question is only a fool for like 5 minutes because the
A fool?
question will be explained or at least like answered for him. But a
Yeah,
man who doesn't ask that question will remain a fool forever because you will never know what the answer to that question is. So you should
yeah.
always ask questions to get the answer of what it means, of
It's,
what the of the question is,
you
the
know that
stupid
one saying,
question.
right? You can beat 40 scholars with one fact, but you can't be an idiot with 40 facts, right? So something like that. If people are like ignorant and don't know, right, and don't want to ask questions, they might end up like that guy and like refuse to believe things, right? So yeah,
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
yeah. So we were talking about. So I want to talk about like the next episode. Next episode, we might talk about specifically like what is engineering. No, 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 what isn't? Sorry, my bad. Like the different types of engineering, like more in depth, or even the engineering design process. But I don't want to get into too deep into that now. Rather, I want to start to close
I mean,
off
we've
this
already been
podcast, Maazin.
discussing the engineering design process like so many times.
Yeah,
I think our viewers must like probably know this by now.
yeah,
Okay, engineering process is just the same as the scientific process. You find
yeah,
a problem, you research the problem, you form a plan, you test out prototypes, and you review the prototype and give feedback, and then you do the same steps again of forming the plan and
yeah.
testing out prototypes, and then you submit the patent to your invention after you're done finalizing your prototype. It's a really simple process, and I think anyone can follow it if they really put their heart to it.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And now I want to start to wrap up today's episode. I want to go back and say, like, at the end of the day, engineering, like, didn't start and ask us, like, why we chose this as a major, right? And it actually just started, like, when we were little, just asking, like, why and how things worked, right? Everyone has something of which engineers made, right? Some people, and some people just get paid for that, right? Some people ask questions, and
Mm-hmm.
while the engineers are people who get paid for that. And before we wrap up, Mazin, do you have any questions you want to ask to the viewers or something like that?
Before we wrap up for today's podcast, because wait, how much time do we have? How much time is
Uh,
did we
one
record?
hour, 8 minutes.
Oh my God, we're over time already. Okay,
It's fine. It's fine.
before I wrap up, I want to ask the viewers to at least send suggestions for future podcast episodes. We might do a poll on this on
Yeah, yeah, sure.
the channel,
Channel, yeah.
and basically all you do is just give us ideas of what we should do for our next podcast episode. Not the next podcast. The next podcast episode we've already set up. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
do a little teaser about it. It's basically, it's about engineering, obviously, but it's gonna be about the
How do you
different types
know?
of engineering.
Yeah,
It's gonna
yeah.
be the different types of engineering, but in a much more, in a very, in just
Thorough way,
a
thorough.
very more thorough, more in depth, just way better.
Yeah,
Okay,
100%. Yeah,
it's gonna be way better than when we were introducing it in the beginning. Okay.
yeah,
But anyways, I want the viewers to send suggestions, and I also want our viewers to be patient while we set up all the social media stuff, as this is literally our first time creating a channel with a
yeah.
consistent upload schedule. And we might move to the Patreon for more topics, so please subscribe to the Patreon. It's only $5. You can definitely spare
Yeah, I
$5
think we
to us.
get it, bro.
Okay, we get it. We get it. But I'll let you all be updated. I'll make a community post about it. We'll make a
Yeah,
community post about it, about the social media and the Patreon.
of
But
course, of
anyways,
course.
that's the end of that. Thank you so much for being with
Watching
me,
this
Muhammad Ahmed.
podcast.
It's so nice
Yeah,
to
thank
talk
you
to you
so
again.
much.
Um,
Yeah, you
you
too, you
know.
too.
Anyways, that's the end of the podcast. Everyone, good.
Goodbye. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this podcast. Bye.